This week on UND Insider Weekly, volleyball hangs on in Pocatello against Idaho State and clinches a playoff berth at Weber State. Men's hockey has a bumpy weekend as their first NCHC opponents visit the Rouse. Offense fires off 11 goals as women's hockey completes their second straight WCHA sweep against Bemidji State. Men's basketball coach Brian Jones sits down with the panel in the coaches' corner to talk about their start of the season next Wednesday. And this weekend, swimming and diving faces an early season test as they welcome in Big Ten school Minnesota. Head coach Chris Maiello and his team talk about the weekend's face-off against the Gophers. Matt Kellogg was hired as the women's soccer head coach in the first week of 2013. Following his first season at UND, Coach Kellogg and his players reflect on the 2013 season. That's all this week on UND Insider Weekly. Welcome to UND Insider Weekly alongside Tom Miller and Brad Schlossman from the Grand Forks Herald, Paul Ralston from UND Athletics. I'm Tim Hennessy. Gentlemen, the volleyball team was on the road, and I think one of the bigger tests they were going to get, along with Portland State coming up, was Idaho State, and they passed that test. And then a team that gives them fits because of the style they play, Weber State, they took them to two-game lead in the Big Sky, cruising home to the title, right?
You know, I look at it this way. I knew Idaho State was going to be a tricky one, simply because they have the returning Player of the Year, the Bengals of Idaho State, in their setter, and you know they play very well at home, and you know that's a great road win. I don't care if it was 5 sets, 3 sets, doesn't matter. It's a great road win, and it set them up well to go into Weber State and kind of carry that momentum. So credit for North Dakota. They have gotten a little help along the way. Southern Utah upended Northern Arizona here the other day, so it expands their lead over the Lumberjacks, and they still have the 2-game lead over Portland State. So that was a big weekend. And it started with that win against Idaho State.
Down 4 out of 6 at home now to finish things up. Looks pretty good for a conference championship, doesn't it?
Yeah, 12-1, pretty impressive mark for a team in the second year of the Big Sky that you know finished a little closer to the middle of the pack last year. So you know all these other teams are showing that it's not easy to cruise through the Big Sky. You know, having, like Paul said, Northern Arizona getting knocked off, Portland State fell a couple times. For UND to do what they've been doing and come back from at Idaho State, they're down 2 sets to 1. I think that's the second time now on the road they've come back and won in 5 sets. So you know they've kind of handled all the troubles they've had along the way, and you know just should be easier now at home, shouldn't it?
Anna Piaski, the freshman, I think that's key right there because Ronnie Munkeby, Lisa Parlick, those are going to be gone after this year, and you get a freshman that's contributing like she did, Big Sky Conference Player of the Week. That's huge for this team, don't you think?
I look at Anna Piaski as just a great asset that has developed this season, and certainly Lexi Robinson has been out with injury, and that has certainly brought her to the forefront a little bit. She's needed to take advantage of that opportunity, and she has grabbed a hold of both reins, so to speak, and ran with it. And she was, the Big Sky Player of the Week. That's just a tremendous accomplishment by a young freshman who's being called upon to make big play after big play. It's definitely great to see her progressing.
Northern Colorado, Sacramento State this weekend for the volleyball team. The hockey team was at home. First NCHC contests at Ralph Engelstad Arena, and they lose to first time since January of 2010, I think, where they're swept at home. And Brad, my opinion on it was just St. Cloud State made a couple more plays than UND did through the weekend. I thought it was a series between two pretty good hockey teams that didn't give each other very much room at all.
There weren't a ton of scoring chances either way. I think St. Cloud got all 3 of their goals Friday night from point shots that just happened to get through traffic, go in the right spot. Saturday, UND didn't generate nearly as much offense as they need to, and part of that is probably because of St. Cloud. I think in the 10 years Dave Haxall's been their head coach, the 5 games where they've generated the fewest shots, 2 of them are against St. Cloud in the last 11 months. So it's probably not a coincidence that they probably do some things well defensively, something UND is going to have to break through. But this weekend going to Omaha, that could be their recipe, because Omaha is a team that Omaha is going to put a lot of pressure on UND. UND should put a lot of pressure on Omaha too.
Yeah, Omaha's going to get up and go, there's no doubt about it. Tom, you wrote about Drake Kajula last week, and he returned from his injury and returned in fine fashion. That first shift on Friday night, huh?
Yeah, first shift, you know, he lays out a hit and then dances a defender and gets on Fox Sports 1's highlights.
Play of the week, right?
Yep. Yeah. So You know, his health is going to be big because they already lack a little bit of skill forward right now, and to have a sophomore as seasoned as he is, to have him back to full health after, you know, no one knew exactly how injured he could be, whether it was for the year, for a couple weeks, you know, for his career. When you're talking about neck injuries, that had to be encouraging.
Probably the most consistent line with energy and everything else has been Steph Patton, Connor Gorder, Colton St. Clair. They broke that up on Friday night, back together Saturday. St. Clair suffers an injury. He would be out probably till after Christmas. What does that do to this lineup?
Well, like you said, when he's in the lineup, that line has been going really well, and that hurts that unit for sure. So I guess it's a chance for someone else to come in the lineup, but those are pretty big shoes to fill, you know, because he's a guy who's not going to score a lot, but he plays his role to a T.
In the words of former women's basketball coach Gene Roebuck, it's a chance for somebody to step up.
It is.
Let's talk about the women's hockey team, and they fooled everybody, and they didn't have a couple players that everybody thought they'd have in Bemidji State last week, and a couple of good ones at that. But let's talk about the ones that were there, and a sweep by this team. Paul, Bemidji State's been a thorn in their side a lot too, but they got business taken care of in a big way on the weekend. Very
impressed. Obviously, Dufault is playing some very good hockey, and I think they looked at her last year as kind of developing her game throughout last season as a youngster, and now, you know, with as much ice time as she saw last year, she's kind of looked as a veteran. And so even with some of those key players out of the lineup at Four Nations Cup, I think is what they call it, she was kind of relied upon and had a big weekend against a team and a program that has typically played UND, had the knack of playing them tough. And over the years, there have been some great battles between the two schools. So it was nice to see this time on this weekend, North Dakota get some very big points. They kind of need to keep it going right now with as tight as the national picture is.
I didn't see them scoring that many goals without their two Finnish Olympians for sure. I remember, I think it was 4 years ago or 3 years ago when the Lamoureux twins had to leave for this tournament, and they missed them, and they might have scored 2 goals that weekend. You know, I guess the big question mark was whether they're going to be able to score this season without the twins. And now you take away not only them, but Carvinen and Tapney, and they put up 11 goals in one weekend. And this team is actually averaging more goals per game this year than they were last year.
We scored goals like that too against, you know, Bemidji State packed it in, and which makes it very difficult to play against and hard to score a lot of goals against. That was the most impressive thing to me anyway.
Yeah, and then Saturday night, not only did they have those players missing, their top 2 scorers in the lineup were Defoe and Josephine Jakobsen, and neither of them had a point. So that shows how deep this team is and how they're getting contributions from everywhere.
There'll be no packing it in when Minnesota comes.
That's going to be that'll be a great game. That's in 2 weeks. UND goes out there trying to end their streak, which will likely be at 61 when UND goes there.
That's ridiculous.
It is.
That's just ridiculous. Coming up, Minnesota comes to town, not for women's hockey, but to face off against swimming and diving. Coach Maiello and his players talk about the Gophers coming to town. And Coach Brian Jones joins us in the Coach's Corner. Men's basketball season about to start next Wednesday. All next on UND Insider Week.
I got my first hunting dog when I was 17. My passion for pheasant hunting has taken off ever since. One thing I really enjoy about pheasant hunting is it's an active sport. If you're serious about pheasant hunting, you're going to be out there working for the birds. The gear that's available today is going to make your hunt just that much more enjoyable. Watching my own dog work, being out there with my friends, congratulating a buddy on a good shot, those are all things that I really like about upland hunting. I'm Judd Geese, and I'm an upland hunting expert at Shields.
North Dakota football kicks off against Northern Colorado Saturday, November 9th at 1 p.m. in the Alaris Center. Be there for the final home game of the season.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king. Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
UND Insider Weekly is sponsored by Shields, Gear, Passion Sports, by Burger King, where taste is king, and by the Ground Round.
This weekend, swimming and diving will be facing arguably one of their biggest opponents of the season when Minnesota comes to town. Coach Maiello and his team sat down to talk about this weekend.
It's a great day for our program when we can welcome such a fine team and program to the University of North Dakota for a competition. We're looking to become a program like theirs. They're going to set the example for us as we move forward in trying to reach our program goals. So it'll be great to host them, but not only host them, we're going to compete. We're going to put our best efforts forward so we can have a great meet and have a productive afternoon of fast swimming.
It's going to be a challenge. Minnesota is a very good swim team. I think it's really good for our team especially to swim against people like that. They're a really talented team, they're a really full team. We're going to see a lot of things from them that we haven't seen from a lot of teams we've competed against, and I think it's a really good eye-opener, especially for the freshmen, to see what's out there and what people can really do in a pool. So,
I just like racing faster teams. Me personally, I like the faster the person, the more you see like how you do as an individual, and especially in that time of year. This is a great team. They're a huge team, very strong team. So I think we'll actually surprise ourselves and do really well. If anything, it's another stepping stone and just another way towards conference right now.
I expect people to just get up and race, kind of be thankful for the opportunity to get to race a Big Ten school. And I think a lot of people are from Minnesota in general, the state, so a lot of people know the people that they'll be swimming with and have competed against them before, so it definitely won't be a very unfamiliar territory. Because, personally for myself, one of my really good friends in high school that I swam with from Elk River swims there, so it'll be nice to race against her and stuff, and I know a lot of other people feel the same way.
When you race against the faster team, you have to step up, and that's what everyone's going to do. We're all going to step up at this meet and really show the U of M what we have.
It's a great stepping stone for our team because we've started the season undefeated, and we need to really look towards someone who's swimming better and at a higher level than us to really kind of raise our game. So we're looking at this as a major milestone for our program as we swim some big-time schools here in the next couple weeks with Kansas, as well as the Tier Invitational with Northwestern as well. So it's a big stepping stone for our program, and we're going to be ready.
Our past 2 weeks have been really hard, no rest kind of deals, and I think that is helping everyone a lot. They don't really realize it now because it's so hard and everyone's tore down, wore down, and everything, but I think in the next couple weeks people will try to see a little bit pick up.
I think it's always been hard, it always will be hard, but we've done really well. I think we've done really well as training as a team, which has been so important with us. We've worked together as a team a lot more, and I think that makes us do better in practice overall.
Well, I think the most important thing for our group is that we continue to train hard. We've been doing a great job with our training up to this point in the season, all the way from September 1st through here end of October. So we're looking to really put forth our best effort when the Gophers come to town at the end of the week. So we're really excited about kind of showcasing our hard work.
If you're keeping track, there have been 11 straight Insider Weeklies. That's a record for Paul not snapping. Next up, Wednesday night, there will not be a show next Wednesday. Instead, Minnesota Morris will come to town to play UND men's basketball, and head coach Brian Jones is in the coach's corner to talk about that game, preview the rest of the season. It's really not a corner, you're in the middle, Brian.
That's right.
Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
You've been walking back and forth every show we have, and now finally you get to sit down, sort of.
I want to do the stairway thing in the back, be a distraction in the back. But yeah, this is quite a setup. It's exciting. It's another step in the right direction in our Division I move, and just continue to brand our product. So thanks for doing this.
All right, Coach, I got to ask you, women's basketball, they get a couple exhibition games. They're going to have a couple more games before men's basketball even kicks off the season.
Yeah, you get nothing.
What's going on here? What's up with the scheduling?
Well,
I'm ready to play one. Are you?
Oh, I'm not. No way.
Okay.
We've done some private scrimmages. We felt on our side, the men's side, the private scrimmage, you can conscript them a little bit more, work on maybe some zone offense, some things that you want to work at, whereas exhibition, it really is like a game, but as coaches, well, we need to work on some out-of-bounds unders. We need to work on some zone defense or pressing offense. So the scrimmages allow you to do those things, and it's been good for us. We've had 2 private ones. We played well. We're not offensively, we're pretty good right now, but defensively, we're not where we need to be. And I think that has to do with a lot of still guys learning the frontline position where our new faces are at.
You've been selected in a lofty spot in the Big Sky Conference. Well, you earned that last year in the playoffs, I guess, in the tournament. Huh?
Well, whether we've earned it or not, I guess I'm happy for our guys to be year 2 just to get recognition. They've had a long journey of earning their way, but they can't lose sight of those things. I'm big on that. We've always had a chip on our shoulders. We've been an underdog. Don't lose sight of that, because that's been our recipe for success. That's allowed us to compete, and now we're not sneaking up on anybody. We got expectations. We have a target on our back. So that's the next step. That's the next chapter. Can we handle that? And that's what I'm excited to see with older guys, but they've never been in that situation before. So what are they going to do about it this season?
On the pollsters don't really know maybe what to expect from you guys. It seems to be a strange makeup you guys have of a ton of seniors, but also a lot of guys that people don't know too much about, maybe Jerron Nash and others.
Yeah, it's some of our guys have redshirted in our program, been with us, but they haven't actually been in games. So, that's to me the faces of the guards they know, but our front line are all new. Even with Alonzo Traylor only playing in a handful of games, he still did not show his true ability. So as they progress and as they mature and get comfortable in what we're doing on both sides of the ball, that will show you our growth as a program. Because everybody, as I mentioned before, everybody knows Troy, Jamal, Aaron, even Josh Schuler to an extent, and Lenny. Not a lot of people know about these new guys, and for our growth and for our success, our front line is going to have to step up and make their presence felt.
Right, I remember when you came in talking about how at a mid-major situation, you weren't going to get the star players that the Kentuckys and people like that were going to go. So you had to build, and you wanted to have teams of seniors, fifth-year seniors in some cases, fourth-year seniors and juniors that were mature, and now you're pretty much there, aren't you?
We are, yeah, and I definitely still stand by that. I think at our level, you're winning with 22, 23-year-old men, not 18-year-old guys, where the BCS level, with the talent that they get, you can do that. But with us, it's the guys who stay with you, who mature, who are maybe a little slight in body or shorter than mature late, or maybe their game is just they're an inch too short. I mean, there's a lot of things out there, but they're still talented. And as we saw last year, we won with 4 guards. So our ability to win with talented guards and undersized players happens at this level. It's really tough to do that at the big level. And we're going to continue to recruit that way and want to win with older guys. That's why I think the Montanas and the Weavers are consistently good, because they're constantly winning with older guys.
Brian, wish you the best of luck against Minnesota Morris and the rest of the way.
Thank you
for coming out. Coach Brian Jones of the UND men's basketball team. Still to come, soccer ended just a week and a half ago, I guess. The team takes time now to reflect on the ups and downs of their past season.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
I started hunting with my brothers and my dad. Hunting for me is getting away from everything, just getting out into the country, to the quiet. I enjoy hunting with my son more than anything. Someday he'll have memories like I have of hunting with my dad. There's just no better feeling when a customer says, you know, that gun you sold me last year worked perfect. That is, to me, what it's all about. I'm Leon Streifel, and I'm one of the hunting experts at Shields.
UND basketball season is almost here, featuring great matchups at the Betty. Purchase a big game plan and secure your seats on the most anticipated games. Get 4 big games for North Dakota men's basketball, including the NDSU game, for only $40. North Dakota women's basketball big game plan, including the game with NDSU, only $30 for 4 great matchups. Lock in your tickets today and get your big game plans online at UNDsports.com or purchase in person at the Ralph Engelstad Arena.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
This Saturday, come celebrate Senior Day as North Dakota football kicks off for the final home game of the season against Northern Colorado. Action starts at 1 o'clock. Get your tickets at the Alara Center box office or UNDsports.com. On January 7th, Matt Kellogg was hired by North Dakota to become the new women's soccer coach. On October 27th, he wrapped up his first season at the helm. Coach Kellogg and his players had a chance to sit down and reflect on the season.
Well, when you look back at the season, I think it was a great step in the right direction for this program. You know, we came in January, and for the first couple months, we really just evaluated players. And after the evaluation process, our main goal was to create a culture of team first, individual second, hard work ethic, and really just a culture of wanting to get better. And I think we really took a huge step forward in that capacity. This group never stopped working. They always tried to get better. And now we're just taking the successes that we had this season, and we're going to build on that moving forward.
Well, we did score twice as many goals, I think, as previous seasons, and our defense did get a lot better. So we're improving each and every day, and I think the results will start to show next season.
I mean, every game, it's, a learning opportunity, whether it's learning from mistakes or it's a game that we could have won maybe just by doing something different. I think every game, we had our ups and downs, but every game is kind of an opportunity to build on for the future.
Definitely when I scored my first goal, that was pretty exciting. It was the goalie fumbled it, I guess you could say, and I was just there to get the rebound, and I just tapped it in. So not too exciting, but for me it was very exciting.
One of the more special memories was beating NDSU.
Definitely the NDSU game.
Felt really good to beat the in-state rivals, and it kind of brought our team together.
Well, it's got to be the NDSU game.
UND is going to beat North Dakota State for their first victory of the year.
That was our home opener for the season against a rival. This group had never beaten them before. They tied them, I believe, our seniors' freshman year. But to beat them on what was my home opener as well as UND coach, to beat NDSU was fantastic. And it was great reward for this group, and especially the seniors who put so much into it over the past spring and summer and fall. To get them that victory was really special.
The traveling was awesome. Me being from Michigan, I never have gotten to visit the west side of the country before, so going to Vegas and Arizona, that was really cool for me.
So when we went to Arizona, it was really cool to see all the different mountains, and we went to California, flew into Vegas, and that was cool. We were able to see the Strip.
Beautiful trips, It's really nice that as student athletes that we can have some of these experiences on the road trips that, as much as we want to win, we're also trying to teach our players that it's not just about the results, but it's about the journey along the way. We talk about that in the game itself. It's about the process, but we try and relate that to life. It's, we're in the fight of our lives. We're trying to get into the conference tournament, but we're driving in Arizona, and here's the Grand Canyon. It's beautiful. Just take it in, and that's the great thing is through sports that these student athletes are able to see and do and experience so many things, not just winning and competing on the field, but it's off the field experiences as well. University of North Dakota Women's Soccer, where only winners play. Ooh, that's got a t-shirt. That's got a t-shirt in the future.
So far, I've mentioned hockey, volleyball, basketball, swimming and diving, soccer and football. We'll find out one of those sports or not is what this panel is looking forward to the most. Stay tuned, that's coming up next.
UND Insider Weekly is sponsored by Shields, Gear, Passion, Sports, by Burger King, where taste is king, and by The Ground Round.
North Dakota football kicks off against Northern Colorado Saturday, November 9th at 1 p.m. in the Alaris Center. Be there for the final home game of the season.
Pick up a coupon for discounted tickets at Subway restaurants as North Dakota hockey takes the ice against St. Lawrence in the Subway Holiday Classic during Thanksgiving weekend.
And welcome back. All right, it's time to figure out what the panel's looking forward to in UND Athletics this week. Tom, you go first.
I'll start with UND football against Northern Colorado this weekend. They get their final chance to put on a good show at home. Northern Colorado should be a good matchup with those two teams.
Brad?
I'm looking forward to the Omaha trip and to see some exciting hockey. Like we said earlier, both these teams like to get up and down the rink. It's going to be fun to watch. There should be lots of goals this weekend.
And see if Blazer changes on the fly goalies.
And that is very likely to happen. Or play without one, completely for a while.
You never
Where's
know.
the best pizza in Omaha? Haven't found one yet?
You know what? I'm open to suggestions there. I had a place called Night Flight Pizza, and it was terrible, so we're still searching.
There are no terrible pizzas, aren't there? Just some better than others. Anyway, what are you looking forward to, Paul? You'll be in town.
I'm going to go with volleyball because I just know that this is like the critical juncture, basically, if they're going to go out and grab that conference title. And, with 6 matches left, I think, you got to pick off the ones at home, and I think they're going to see some good volleyball tests because I think these teams are desperate that they're going to be playing. So this weekend's volleyball, Friday and Saturday.
Well, I'm going to have an eye out for the football game with Northern Colorado as well, just to see if the team competed last week. I don't think there was any doubt about that. Northern Arizona, see if they can get a win at home here. That'd be spectacular. And of course, the hockey series in Omaha should be good as well. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time today. You can catch an all-new episode of Insider Weekly in 2 weeks on Wednesday, November 20th at 8 p.m. on UNDsports.com and Friday at 5:30 on Midco Sports Network.